Hello, and good evening, everyone. It's Rocco Wunderla here. Hello.
Hello，大家晚安，我是 Rocco。
Hi, Claire. Hi, Mia. And hi, everyone.
Hello Claire，Hello Mia，Hello 大家。
Hope everyone is doing well. We have some special topic, and thank you so much for joining us.
我希望你们大家都很好。然后我们今天晚上有个特别的主题，很谢谢你们大家来这里一起参加。
And the topic for today is what if you could detect abusive people and get rid of the effects of them?
今天我们的主题就是你怎么样可以脱离这些具有虐待能量的人，怎么样脱离这种虐待的能量。
And maybe first of all, we should talk about what is abuse.
所以首先我们先来聊聊看什么是虐待。
Because most people thinks about abuse like if someone is aggressive or they do something physical.
因为大部分人我们会觉得虐待好像是那一种主动的攻击，可能是指身体上的。
And maybe we have to go back a couple more steps backwards.
但是我们其实要再往前回推好几步。
So the whole thing starts there that who we are as infinite beings. What is our nature?
所以这边会从我们是无限的存有，我们到底是谁，然后从那里开始。
And our very nature is the continuous expansion.
所以我们本来的本质就是持续不断的扩展的。
Expanding out means you sort of like expand your life, you expand your business.
扩展意思就是你的生命是扩展的，你的事业是扩展的。
Like you expand out your relationship, like move forward, create greater.
然后你的关系也是，然后你总是在创造更伟大的事情。
Or you have more fun, your life becomes better.
然后你会拥有更多的乐趣，你的人生、你的生命都变得更好。
You have a great job, you have a great business, you have your own home or you rent a home, but that is yours in somehow.
然后你可能就是有你的工作啊、你的事业啊、你居住的房子，然后都很棒这一类的。
So expansion is sort of like you create the life that you desire to live.
所以这个扩展就有点像是你在创造你渴望的那个人生。
Okay, and then here comes abuse.
然后这里我们如果就来到这个虐待的这个东西，
Because when you are in this mode of expansion, what happens that you get into your power more and more.
因为当你处在这个扩展的状态的时候，其实你去跟你的力量更多触及更多你的力量的时候，
Like you are more energized and you are also unstoppable.
你就是有更多总是有那么多能量的，然后你也是不可阻挡的。
And a lot of people will be afraid that if you are unstoppable, then maybe you will somehow mean some kind of danger for them.
所以很多人可能会害怕，如果你是一个这么不可阻挡的时候，你好像会对他们造成一些伤害。
So being unstoppable, that also means that not just that you create your life, but a lot of people feel that you are harmful to their relationship because you are so beautiful.
所以这个不可阻挡的，就是他们会觉得，他们会觉得你好像会造成一些伤害，例如说在关系中，因为你是那么的美丽，
Because you are so energetic, you are so dynamic, you are radiating out your beauty.
因为你是这么的闪亮，你是这么的有活力、具有能量的，然后你一直在散发着你的美丽。
And that's a great invitation to people.
但其实是对人们一个非常棒的一个邀请。
And some people in other businesses, they may feel that you are harmful for their business.
所以如果在事业当中，可能其他的事业当中会觉得你会对他们来说造成是一个威胁。
If you are too successful, you may take away their clients. This is their fear normally.
他就会觉得，如果你很成功的话，你可能会抢走他的客人啊，在事业当中很常见的嘛这件事情。
Or maybe you will take away their partner, their loved ones.
或者是你有可能会抢走他们的伙伴，或是他们的情人。
So people have lots of ideas that they start to have this fear from you.
所以因为很多种种的原因，他们就开始会对你有这种害怕，他们会害怕你，
So they need to stop you.
然后他们就会开始想要阻止你。
If they could somehow stop you from this expansion, then they could save their own position.
所以如果他们可以某种程度上阻止你的这种扩展，他们就有点像是可以拯救他们自己，救他们自己。
And this is the main purpose of abuse, and this is how abuse works.
这其实就是最主要的虐待能量，这也是虐待怎么会被运行过来的方式。
So when someone is abusing you, let's say they focus on financial abuse.
所以例如说有人在虐待你，例如说在财务上的虐待好了，
They try to stop you from creating the financial reality you desire.
他们就会阻止你去创造你真正渴望的财务实相。
It can be your employer, or it can be another business who is running the same kind of like business that you have, like another massage therapist if you are a massage therapist.
它有可能是来自你的员工，或者有可能来自你的同行。如果你是疗愈师的话，就是可能来自同业的。
So they start to be competitive, or they start to blackmail you, tell lies to other people.
所以他可能会开始跟你竞争啊，或者是抹黑你啊，在别人面前讲，在你背后讲一些你的坏话之类的。
They try to blame you or shame you in front of them.
他可能会在其他人面前，可能要让责备你啊，或让你感到羞愧。
So the main idea behind abuse is to sort of like, instead of keep allowing you to expand your life, it's rather about to make you to contract your life.
所以虐待最本身的这个能量，就是与其它不是让你能够扩展出去，它是想要让你收缩、让你紧缩的一个能量。
So these people take actions in order to stop your expansion.
所以他们会做出这些行动，就是为了要去阻止你的扩展，
And to control the space that you are functioning from.
然后想要去控制你运行的那个，你从那里运作的那个空间，他们想要控制你。
Like one of the example to financial abuse.
所以其中一个像财务实相上的财务方面的虐待，其中一个例子就是，
that they would, let's say, at a workplace, they would tell you that, you are not important, you are not valuable, and there are 100 more outside waiting at the door to get your job.
所以例如在工作场合的时候，他可能会出现，就是他会说：“哦，你一点都不重要，你没有价值。这边有很多人都想要你的这个职位，他们都可以代替你。”
Because your idea would be that you are a professional of your area, like you have skills, so therefore you are valuable. This is what you know.
因为你知道说你在你的这个领域是有专业的，你有这个技术的，这个是你知道你有价值的地方。
And they try to convince you that you are not valuable, you are general, and you can be, like, you are replaceable.
但是他们就很想要说服你说你不是有价值的啊，你是可以被取代的。他们试着就是要说服你这个，告诉你这个。
And actually, it is true, you are replaceable.
但是这也是真的啊，你是可以被替代的。
But they are also replaceable.
但是他们也是可以被替代的。
So you can also find another job where they would value you.
所以你也可以找另外一个工作，是那边就是那些人会看重你的价值的工作。
If you buy into their point of view, then you start to feel that you are not valuable.
如果你开始去买入他们的观点，你开始去感觉哦，对我好像真的没有价值的时候，
Because you start to function from their lie.
你就是从他们的谎言当中开始去运作。
And as a result of that, you contract the space that you are functioning from.
那这样的结果就是你会缩减了你运作的这个空间。
So before this financial abuse, you had the awareness that you have skills and you have plenty of possibilities in the world.
所以在这个财务实相虐待的之前，你有这个觉察，你有觉得你自己有价值，你可以拥有一切。
So you had a huge expanded space that you were functioning from before that.
你是在这个之前，你是有一个这么扩展、这么大的空间，你是从那个空间去运作的。
And now that you contracted your space, so therefore you think that you have only this possibility and you have to act as they tell you.
然后现在你就变成你缩小你的空间，然后你就觉得你必须要做一些这些小小行动，然后你也限缩你的可能性，好像你就必须要行动的跟他们讲的那样子，就是好像你没价值的。
Therefore, you will stay at that workplace and you will not look for a greater possibility.
然后你就会继续待在那个工作场合，然后你就再也不会去寻找更伟大的可能性。
And this is the same with a relationship.
所以这在关系也是相同的，在关系的方面。
When your partner starts to tell you, like, you are not the most beautiful, there are other girls or other men who are greater than you, I could choose anyone else.
如果你的伴侣开始告诉你说你不是那个最漂亮的男人或是女人，然后你不是那个最棒的，我可以随时找其他的人来替代你。
You are not as valuable than how you think.
你没有像你自己想的那么有价值。
You know, so in many areas in our life, people are sort of like misleading us or trying to abuse us in order to have control over us.
所以在生命中很多的领域，这些人就是试着要去误导我们，他就是为了要控制我们。
Like everyone has a different reason why they would do it.
那每个人都有很多不同的理由，为什么他们要这样做？
But one thing is common, that they are afraid that you could take something from them.
但是其中一个非常常见的理由，就是他会觉得你会从他们那边拿走什么东西。
So what have you decided about abuse?
所以你决定了什么？关于虐待？
Like everybody decided it's only physical or sexual. Will you destroy and uncreate?
所以你觉得虐待只有关于这个身体上的，或是性方面的，你是否愿意通彻本来创造？
And actually, what would it take to never buy into these lies or misleading sentences that they provide?
所以事实上是那会怎么样？我们再也不需要去买入这些他们的谎言，然后这一些误解，
So everything you bought into, from your colleagues, from your bosses, from your partners, about you,
所以所有你买入了从你同事那边、你的老板、你的上司、你的伴侣那边，你买入了关于你的、
about your skills and about your possibilities,
关于你的技能、关于你的可能性的一切，
will you now destroy, uncreate, eliminate, and eradicate it for all eternity?
你现在是否愿意通彻本来创造、消除，并且根除、摧毁在所有的永恒里？
And the other problem with abuse, that like we also have an idea that until a certain level of intensity of the abuse, we say this is normally part of life. It's not abusive.
所以另外一个关于虐待的这个问题是说，我们总是会觉得虐待好像到某种程度，如果不到某种程度，我们觉得哦，这好像是蛮正常的，生活的一部分。
Let's say your partner tells you that there are hundreds or thousands of women just like you. I could choose anyone else.
例如说，你可能伴侣会跟你讲说，哦，那里有很多成千上百的女人，就跟你一样啊，我可以随时选她们。
Like do the dishwashing, keep doing the vacuuming, and tidy up the house. I will not do anything at home. You should do it everything, because I could find someone else who is tidy up faster and better than you do.
他觉得你应该要做洗碗啊、扫地啊，所有这些东西啊，因为你应该要把它做的，而且做得很好。不然我可以找其他人可以做得更好的来做这一切，随时。
And maybe if you tell to your parents or to your girlfriends, they would say, well, this is a big country. There are plenty of girls or plenty of women, so they could find easily someone else.
然后可能你的父母的也会跟你讲说，对啊，这边是一个很大的地方啊，他们可以随时找到这一些女孩、女人的，很容易的。
You don't want to be alone again.
然后你应该不会想要再次的孤单吧？
It's better if you stay with this person.
嗯，你最好还是跟这个人在一起吧。
So even people around you would try to convince you that this is normal, this is how life goes on.
Yeah，所以即便你的周围的人都会告诉你说，哦，这是很正常，人生就是这样。
And yeah, so and also because of that, like your environment, the people in your environment would say this is okay. You also buy into it that it is okay.
所以当然，当你周围的人都这样跟你讲的时候，你也可能会买入是哦。当你周围人跟你说这没问题，你会买入他们观点，觉得哦，这很正常，这没有问题。
So you start to contract yourself and contract your reality.
所以你就会开始限缩你自己，紧缩你的实相。
Just because no one was beating you up, it doesn't mean it wasn't abusive what's happened to you.
嗯，即便没有人能够支持你，但也不表示你就没有在处于一个虐待的能量。
Because, like, for example, if your partner would, let's say, be more aggressive with you, then maybe people around you would tell you, oh, this is too much. Now your partner is aggressive.
就例如说，如果你的伴侣是对你具有这样子攻击性的，然后你周围的人可能才会说，哦，对了，你的伴侣是对，的确是有一点这个攻击性。
So when the abuse goes beyond a certain level that everyone would identify that now this is abusive, then people would stand up and say, this is abusive.
所以好像那个虐待就要到某种程度之上的时候，人们才觉得，哦，对，这个已经是到虐待的程度了。
But this is sort of like a rare occasion.
但是这个是比较少见的情况。
Most of the time, abuse happens at a low level, sort of like hidden.
大部分的时候，其实虐待会发生在其实是没有到那么多程度的嘛，有些是甚至是隐藏的，
It's not that obvious.
它其实没有那么明显。
Like you feel uncomfortable, you feel stressed, you feel strange about it, but you cannot truly identify what's happening.
可能你有时候只是觉得不舒服，然后觉得被缩限、紧缩，然后你又没有办法说出来到底发生了什么事。
You can easily think that you caused a problem, you didn't do something properly, and this is why this person is telling these things to you. So you need to change yourself.
你可能就会觉得，应该是我哪里做错，应该是我哪里不对了，所以这个人才会这样对我，我应该改变我自己。
Which most of the time is not changing yourself, but giving up who you are.
但有时候，其实大部分的时候，你就是不会是去改变你自己，但是你会放弃了你自己。
Of course, most of the time they tell you in which many ways it will contribute to you if you change yourself.
但大部分时候，他们会告诉你说：“OK，如果你改变你自己的话，我就能够贡献给你哦。”
If you keep doing the dishwashing, if you let me watch my TV series and never, ask me to do such things, we will have a long-lasting, beautiful relationship.
如果你就是好好做一些洗碗的工作，然后都让我看我的电视，我们就能够拥有一个长久美满的婚姻关系喽。
If you do sex to me anytime I want, if you do everything for me, if you keep cooking, and if you keep your mouth shut, we will be happy all the time.
如果你可以给我随时我想要性的时候你就给我，然后如果你都可以好好的煮饭，然后做任何我想要做的事情，在我想要的时候，我们就可以拥有一个美好的关系。
And then you will win my heart, and I'm the gift. So you have to fight for me.
然后你就永远留在我心上，然后呢，我们就是一个非常美满的情侣或者是伴侣关系。
And a lot of people think this is okay and this is normal. This is how it goes. This is how it should go.
所以很多人会觉得这是很正常的，这就是人生会发生的事情。
Usually no one tells you this within 1 minute. They keep telling one tiny bit from time to time, so it slowly adds up.
所以通常大部分他不会是一次跟你讲这些，他可能是每次一点一点一点一滴的累积起来的。
There is even a saying about it, like if you try to boil a frog, you have to heat it up very slowly so they will not jump out of it.
所以就是例如说像温水煮青蛙，为什么要用温水？就是你会慢慢煮熟它，因为如果你用太热水，它会跳走；你用温水的话，它就会在那里给你煮。
So, there is always an element of truth what abusive people is trying to use in order to convince you.
所以这个就是一个很常见的一个元素，是会告诉你，就是这些虐待能量的人会用的这个方式。
Let's say one element of the truth at the workplace is that there are other employees who are looking for a position.
例如说这个，例如他们就会在比如说工作场合，他就会跟你说，哎，很多人都在等你这个职位，都在找你这个工作，哎。
And then suddenly you feel that you are not great, you are maybe equal, or you will start to feel I'm less than the other competitors looking for my job.
然后你就可能会突然觉得，我好像突然就没有那么好嘞，或者是我可能跟他们一样，或甚至有时候比他们差，哎，比那些竞争者还要差了。
So the question is that what is the level of intensity for abuse that you are not recognizing as abuse?
所以在这边的这个提问就是有怎么样程度的虐待是你都还没有办法认出来，它其实是虐待的能量的。
And this level of intensity is different for each family, for each nation, for each person.
所以这个强度的程度，在每一个国家、在每一个文化、在每一个人这边都是不一样的。
It's a question of what did you get used to?
所以这个提问会是你习惯的是什么？
Okay, so now here comes the question, like what would it take or what will it create if you had the capacity to recognize abusive people and abusive situations?
所以这边的提问就来了，是那会怎么样？如果你能够开始去认出不论什么程度的虐待能量的人，或是怎样的状况，你能够认出来的话，
Because obviously, um, you could see them that what they are trying to do with you.
因为很明显的时候，你就会发现，你可以认出来他们想要对你做什么，
Like what is their intention or what is their hidden agenda?
他们的意图是什么，他们的秘密议程是什么。
Like you could see that, oh my God, this person thinks that I'm too powerful. So actually, they are afraid that I could do something that they don't want.
所以你可能会知道说，哦，那个人觉得你太有力量、太强大，所以他们害怕你，他们
So
就会想要控制你。
what is the power you have that you are unwilling to recognize, but they recognize it sooner?
所以有什么样的力量是你自己的力量，你都不愿意承认，但是其他人还比你先认出来了。
You also can be grateful because these abusive people can see your specialties or your strength, even that you don't see.
所以你应该其实可以要很感恩的，因为这些虐待的人，他就是看见你的力量是那么样的强大，你都还没有去看见的。
And here comes the question, like, are you willing to receive abuse?
在这边的提问还有就是，你是否愿意去接收虐待？
Because regarding receiving abuse, it means you are willing to see it with no points of view, with no judgment.
所以我说接收，其实是你愿意去接收，是没有评判，然后没有观点的去接收。
Because if you start to judge it, that also means it doesn't allow you to recognize it.
因为如果当你开始去评判的时候，那就表示你没有办法允许你自己去认出来。
Like, how to say,
例如说，
the more you judge something, the less you can recognize it.
越多你去评判一个东西，你就更少能够去认出来它到底是什么。
And it also doesn't allow you to manage these situations and these people.
这也不允许，这也让你没有办法去处理跟面对这样的情况跟这样的人。
So everywhere you decided that abuse is terrible and you should never abuse others, will you destroy and uncreate?
所以所有地方你决定了虐待是可怕的，然后你绝对不能虐待任何人的，你是否愿意通彻本白创造？
And everywhere you get used to abuse because your parents were abusive or your ex-partner was abusive, everything you
所有
made significant about it, will you destroy and uncreate?
所以所有地方你已经习惯了这个虐待，因为你的父母或者你的前任、情人都是虐待的，所有带出来这些，你是否愿意通彻本白创造？
Like everywhere you decided that it was normal or it made me a greater person, will you destroy and uncreate?
所有地方你觉得这些都是正常的，或是这让我变得更好的人的地方，你是否愿意通彻本白创造？
Because actually, most of the time, we think that it's our fault and we should do something better in order to avoid it.
因为大部分时候我们会觉得这是我们的错，那为了要修正我们的错误，我们必须要去改变。
You know, if I had acted in a more proper way, this abuse would never happen to me.
如果我可能做出一些更适当一点的行为吧，这些虐待就不会发生在我身上。
And I was wrong, and they are right.
然后我是错的，他们是对的。
So everywhere you decided that, everywhere you contracted your space, will you destroy and uncreate?
所以所有地方你决定他们是对的，所有地方你缩减你自己空间的地方，你是否愿意通彻本本创造？
And what would it take to have total ease with recognizing abusive people?
所以那会怎么样？需要做什么，让我们能够完全轻松轻易的去认出这些虐待的人们？
And one of the things that really can help about recognizing them and these situations
所以其中一个非常有帮助的事情是，让我们可以帮助我们认出这些人跟这些事的。
if you learn the different versions of abuse
如果你可以学到这些各种不同版本的虐待，
and the different dynamics behind abuse,
然后每一个不同的模式，在这个虐待背后的能量是什么？
because then you have the information energetically and also as a memory,
然后你就会有这个学到这个资讯，不管是能量上的，或是你在记忆上的，你就会知道，
and that will allow you to recognize it next time,
那就会让你在帮助你在下一次的时候可以认出来这一切，
even recognize those people who are continuously abusive with you,
甚至去认出来那些持续不断在虐待你的人们。
and also it will allow you to have, let's say, less burden on your shoulders because of these people.
同时这也可以减轻你的负担，因为这些人持续一直在给你的这个负担可以减轻，
Sort of like you wouldn't give up yourself.
然后你就不再会放弃你自己，
You wouldn't let these people to control you and your life.
你不会再让这些人控制你跟控制你的人生。
Also, that would allow you to get out of the victimhood.
同时这也可以允许你去脱离这个受害者的模式，
You know, functioning like, oh, it was my fault. I should have changed what I do or who I am.
总是会觉得哦，都是我的错，我应该改变我自己，我所示的这一切都是错的。
You know, if I change how I act or what I do, then they would treat me well.
那如果我改变我的行为，或是我改变我的行动，他们就会对我好一点。
So everywhere you already decided that you should give up who you are, will you destroy and uncreate?
所以所有地方你已经决定了，你必须要放弃你是谁的地方，是否愿意通彻本白创造。
And and also the effect of abuse, what I mentioned is that you contract your space.
所以我刚刚说关于这个虐待能量会影响到的，就是因为你会缩减你的空间。
So when you recognize abusive people and their games, you could get out even without having affected by them.
所以，如果当你一认出来这些虐待的人们跟他们在玩的游戏的时候，你就可以很快的脱离这个游戏，你就不会被他们影响到。
It's also not just getting out of these situations, but not letting that effect of contracting your space.
所以，不仅仅是脱离这个游戏，同时也是不用让他们影响到你，影响到你的空间。
And that would really contribute to continuously keep creating your life and your dreams.
所以，这也可以贡献到你如何是你可以同时继续的创造你的人生，跟创造你渴望的那些梦想。
And for this purpose, there is a class, an online class that is coming.
所以，这就是我们这个线上的课程希望可以达到的目标。
And this is called Breaking Out of the Prison of Abuse evening
这就
class.
是，就是叫做主题叫做突破虐待的牢笼，然后是一个夜晚的课程。
This is a more than 3 hours evening class.
它是一个大约会超过3小时的一个晚间的课程，
where we go through all the different elements of abuse.
我们会看到所有这些不同的虐待的元素。
This is actually a class that was approved by Gary Douglas, special approval from him.
所以这个也是 Rocco 老师的专题课，是被 Gary Douglas，就是 SS 的创办人去核准的。
I have this specialty since 2017.
我是从2017年就开始可以有这个专题课，可以教这个专题课了。
And it's really a huge contribution to a lot of people to start to get back to that spaciousness that is your own as an infinite being.
所以这真的是对这些很多人们创造非常非常的大的贡献，是真的去认出你所示的不同，你所示的无限的存有。
Just imagine that what you could create, like financially, if you get out of all the different versions of financial abuse.
你就想想看，那会怎么样？如果你可以脱离所有各种形式在你财务实相当中的虐待能量，那会怎么样？
Like being able to run your business and being uncontrollable by others.
例如说，你可以去运作你自己的实相，然后去成为那样子不可控制的，不是被不可阻挡的，不被其他人控
Like,
制的。
like not letting anyone to try to control you.
就是例如说，不让任何人能够控制你。
And actually how much it would contribute to your relationship or to find the relationship that you desire to have.
还有就是它怎么样可以贡献到你的关系，甚至是贡献到让你去找到你一直在渴望的那个关系。
And actually, what we didn't mention is the impact on your body, on your health.
所以其实我刚刚还没有提到的是，这个对你的身体跟对你的健康的影响。
Because abuse also has an impact, an effect on the body.
因为虐待真的会有这个很大的影响在你的身体方面。
Because it contracts your body, it creates implants in the body.
因为它会紧缩你的身体，它会创造这些植入进入你的身体。
And what happens that the body sort of like loses its capacity to have ease with the restructuring, with the rebuilding itself.
所以这个身体就会失去它的这个重建的能力。
Because naturally you start to function from more and more smaller space with your body as well.
所以你就会开始跟着你的身体一起去缩减你的那个运作的空间，越来越小的空间，从越来越小的空间当中运作。
You know, it can create many different kinds of illnesses.
所以它就可能会创造出各种不同形式的疾病。
And as you start to get rid of the abuse from the body and your being, it starts to bring back your body's capacity to recover, to heal itself.
所以当你开始去脱离这个能量在你身体上面的这个，在你存有上面的虐待能量，你就开始你的身体跟你的存有开始可以去疗愈他自己。
It also contributes to have more ease with your awareness, with your consciousness.
它同时也可以贡献到你与之意识有更多的轻松。
Okay, do we have a question?
所以你们有任何的提问吗？ So far, no. We just post the class information in the chat room.
Mm-hmm. And also, of course, it can happen that people will have bodily sensations as we run the clearings about abuse during this evening class.
所以这个也有可能是我们也会有些清理句，能够清理一些在身体方面你可能会感知到的一些在这个课堂当中的感知。
And we will we have different ways how we can work with the body to create more ease to get over these symptoms.
OK，所以我们在这个课堂当中，我们会有一些不同的方式，能够帮助你的身体可以去更多轻松的度过这一些转变。
So don't be afraid if it would bring up too many past experiences and your pain from the past, because we can work with that.
OK，所以不用担心，可能你会带出到一些可能过往的伤痛啊，或是经验，我们可以一起度过这一些轻松的。
Emily just had a
然后
comment.
Emily 有一个提问是说，他的这个提问是说 Emily 提问在聊天室说，关于这个虐待，是从周围人来的，会不会有任何是我们虐待自己的，关于自己虐待自己的能量，在这个课堂当中？
The question is there anything about self-abuse in the course? Yeah.
对。
Yeah, of course, it will be included the
当然。
self-abuse as well, and gaslighting as well, toxic relationships as well.
对，它会有自我虐待，我们会聊到自己的虐待，然后有毒的关系，还有煤气灯的操控。
So we have these areas like physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse.
所以我们会有这些层面，例如说这些方面，比如说性方面的、身体方面的、心理方面的虐待，
emotional abuse,
情绪方面的虐待，
financial abuse,
财务实相方面的虐待，
self-abuse,
还有自我的虐待，
gaslighting,
煤气灯的操控，
toxic relationships,
有毒的
spiritual
关
abuse or
系，
religious.
灵性的或者宗教的虐待。
So many different forms will be covered during this 3 hours class.
所以在这个3个小时的课堂当中，有很多很多不同的形式跟领域的虐待，我们都会去触及到。
And you can also you can ask questions and we can have live facilitation on that.
你可以提问，然后我们就可以现场可以就是在课堂上可以直接引导你。
So please come and join us during this class.
所以欢迎你们来参加这个课程。
And actually, how much it could contribute to create the life you desire.
所以事实上，这个课程能够贡献给到你什么，是让你能够真的去创造你渴望的人生。
Like, what would your life be like in 5 years' time if you start to use the tools that you learn at this class?
所以那会怎么样？你的人生在5年之内会怎么样？如果你开始去运用这个课堂上所有的这些工具。
And actually, who are you without abusive people in your life?
所以，当你在遇到这些虐待人们的时候，你是在成为谁了？
Like, what have you decided about these people who are part of your life.
你决定了什么，让这些人成为你生命当中的一部分？
Maybe these are close relatives or colleagues or friends.
无论这一些是你亲近的人、你的亲戚，或者是你的朋友。
So everywhere you sort of like identify yourself through their actions, will you destroy and create?
所以所有地方，你是经由他们的眼睛来认同你自己的地方，你是不愿意同所以不来创造。
And right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock,
Right and
all
wrong,
nine shorts, boys, forwards,
Forwards,
bases, and beyond.
Bases and beyond.
Cool. Is there anything we should tell about, like the date and time of the class?
还有什么东西我们要提的？这个日期，I can announce them。我们会在10月24号的晚上，就是这个礼拜四的晚上7点到10点15分。
Cool. Thank you. Okay. What else is required here? Who
还
else
有
has
什
a
么是需要的呢
question?
？Someone says that after this free Zoom, they really need bars. After this free Zoom，有人说这个 free Zoom 之后真的需要 bars 了，对吗？
Yeah, I would recommend that. That's
是真的
a
会建
huge
议，
contribution.
这会是一个很大的贡献。
It may sound a really intense class, so we would have like a 10-15 minutes break in the middle.
对，因为这个其实是非常有力量的课程，所以中间我们会有一个10到15分钟的休息，在这个3小时的课程当中，
And of course, there will be a recording.
然后也会有录音，
So everyone will receive it. You can download it and replay it as many times you wish.
所以你们到时候都可以下载，然后你们可以无限次的，尽可能的在你需要的时候去播放回听。
And what else is really possible from now on?
所以从现在开始，还有什么是真的可能的呢？
So looking forward to meet you all and have a wonderful day.
所以我很期待在课程当中看到你们，祝你们都有美好的一天。
So we start on the 24th, which is Thursday at 7 p.m. your time.
Yes，所以我们会是在这一个礼拜四，10月24号晚上7点，台湾中港台时间的晚上7点开始。
And if you have any technical questions, feel free to turn to Mia or Claire.
所以如果你们有任何的课程的问题，都欢迎你们联络米娅或者联络我 Claire。
And yeah.
Do we have manuals for this class？ 我们会有手册吗？
We have let's say it's a short version of a manual because we have it's like clearings and about the topics we will cover and dynamics.
OK，所以他说我们会有一个小小的手册，里面会有一些清理句，就是课程上会用到的。
So the clearings will be like many of the clearings will be written, but there will be lots of clearings that that comes up due to the energy of the class.
对，所以它会有一些我们在手册上写的清理句嘛，但是也会有很多其他的清理句是我们就是在课堂上会出现的。They are very happy with the manuals.
Yeah, it's a really great manual actually.
对，它其实是一个很棒的手册哦。
Cool. So see you all on Thursday, and yeah, I'm so excited now about this.
我们大家礼拜四见了，我现在已经很兴奋了。Me too.
Cool. So thank you so much, and see you very soon.
所以非常谢谢你们大家，我们很快见面。
See you. Bye-bye.
拜拜，谢谢大家。
Bye.
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 Bye bye.